Hey guys, my name is Kirk Hutchinson. I am coming to you from Power of the Almond. We are the new keto, celiac, and diabetic restaurant. We're going to be opening April 1st in Research Park, and we're super excited for you guys to come check us out. But first, before you head over, I wanted you guys to check out what keto diet is and what we're doing and how we're going to help you have success on that diet. Keto diet basically is when you take in a minimum amount of carbs per day and your body starts literally burning the fat on your body for fuel instead of the normal glucose and sugar that you'd be taking in through carbohydrates. You're going to take in about less than 50 net carbs per day. And once you do this, your body will turn into a state of ketosis and get you to losing weight. Let's go over what net carbs are. So on a lot of packages, not a lot of packages, all your packages, your nutrition labels will actually have the total amount of carbohydrates for these. These have 30 grams of total carbohydrates. So this is how you count your net carbs. You're going to subtract the dietary fiber from your total carbs, which is 25 in these, and it gives you a total of 5 net carbs. So net carbs is what you want to count when you're on keto diet. Your body, for diabetics and keto dieters, the dietary fiber does not create an insulin response, which is what you're trying to get at. You also want to subtract your sugar alcohols from your foods that you're taking in because those don't create an insulin response, except for some of them. And I want to go over that as well. A lot of companies that create these diet products use sugar substitutes that are really, really bad for you. Basically, anything that ends in OSE, maltose, dextrose, maltodextrin, you need to avoid these, diabetics and keto dieters as well, because they have something called a high glycemic index. The glycemic index is on a scale of 0 to 100, is how much that sugar substitute or actual sugar that you're taking in is going to create that insulin response. So for instance, glucose is really high. It's pure sugar. There's some other stuff like erythritol, aspartame, which I do not suggest taking in because it's terrible for you, but those have a really low glycemic index of 0. Now, when you look on your ingredients when you're shopping, you need to make sure that you are familiar with these types of sugars that are bad for you, or sugar substitutes. For instance, maltodextrin is a very popular one that a lot of companies use, and it's really fake marketing is what it is because they put keto stuff on their packaging, and in reality, maltodextrin has a glycemic index of 110. It's actually worse for you than real sugar. It doesn't have the calories, and it doesn't technically have the carbs, but it still creates an insulin response, which is what you don't want on the keto diet or for diabetics, because it'll cause your body to go out of ketosis or either create an insulin response. So familiarize yourself with those types of sugars. Just type in Google GI index. It'll pop up a scale with all of those listed, and you can go from there. So let's talk about, I've got a little list I want to go over. Symptoms of being in ketosis. At first, you're going to have rapid weight loss. That is due to your glycogen storage, which are there's normally about 2 pounds of that stored in your body. So when you're throughout the day and you're not taking in carbs, it uses those for energy to fuel your brain. And let's see, also the water weight at first. So when you are no longer taking in carbs, your body actually doesn't have to hang on to the water. So without carbs to maintain your glycogen energy stores, your body will burn through them and it dumps all the water that they hold. So that's why you're going to lose in the first week, about 4 to 6 pounds super quick. Then normally from there on out, you'll lose probably about 2 to 3 pounds a week. It comes off really quick if you do it correctly. What else? This is very, very important. Counting your macros. So you want to take in 70% of fats, and people do unhealthy keto or healthy keto. They both work, but I suggest doing healthy keto because you have to watch your cholesterol on this diet and bad fats that'll lead to problems down the road. So that's what people mean when they say dirty keto. They'll eat a ton of bacon and cheese and they'll lose weight, but it'll create health problems down the road. So you want to make sure that you're getting in your veggies and your fats. Like avocados are really, really good for you. I also highly suggest getting bottles of Mct oil, which we'll have for sale at Power of the Almond. These are medium chain triglycerides. It's the type of oil that promotes your body to actually create more ketones, and they're burned really, really fast when you take them in. So if you're going to go to the gym and you want a shot of energy because you haven't taken in carbs all day, you can take a shot of Mct oil. I wanted to read something that I found that was really good about MCTs. It says, due to the fact that MCTs behave metabolically similar to carbohydrates, the body tends to preferentially burn MCTs as fuel after consumption, like the body normally prioritizes burning sugar for fuel. So, when you take those MCT oils and you want to go to the gym, probably about 15 minutes after you take it, you're going to feel that burst of energy, and it helps a lot. When I go on my runs in the morning, I like to actually take MCT oil before I go. Back to the macros. You want to do about 70% of fat in your diet. You're going to want to do 20% protein and less than about 10% of carbohydrates in your diet. So another thing that's very important is making sure that you don't take in too much protein, because your body can actually turn this excess protein that you're taking in, and turn it into sugar. It's called gluconeogenesis, and it's a tricky little thing that you've got to avoid. That's why it's very important to making sure that you're only doing 70% of fats, 20% of proteins, and 10% or less of carbs, because you'll actually start producing the sugar in simple terms, the sugar from the meat. So a lot of people will get on the keto diet and they'll think, oh, I'll just eat a bunch of bacon, a bunch of steak, and a bunch of chicken, and a few veggies here and now. You can't do that. You have to make sure you're looking for your healthy fats that need to stay at 70%. And avocado is a great one. Eat tons and tons of guacamole if you want to. Get you some of these mission chips and act like you're at a Mexican restaurant with some cheese and eat a bunch of guacamole. That's what I've done, and it works. How to count up carbs, we went over that. That's where you take the total amount of carbohydrates, you subtract your dietary fiber, and then you also subtract your sugar alcohols. But make sure that your sugar alcohols are not the bad ones, those ones that end in OSE, maltose, dextrose, maltodextrin. Those are really bad for you, and they will kick you out of ketosis. What else do I want to talk about on here? The tips that I have, like I said, MCT oil. I really suggest you guys getting active out there. That's really going to do it. If you go on your morning runs, it helps you. And once you finally do get into ketosis, you're going to have tons of energy. Now, those first 3 days do really suck when you're in the process of depleting your glycogen storage. You're going to have dry mouth. You'll have this weird odor that comes off your breath. You'll feel really sluggish and just want to lay around. But I promise, if you can make it through those first 3 to 4 days, the energy amounts that you have afterwards are incredible. And it makes it so much easier to stay on keto diet once you're actually in ketosis. How do you know you're in ketosis? What I do is I buy the urine strip analysis kits at Walgreens. They're like $10. There's these little strips that you pee on, and when you look at the colors, it'll change and it'll let you know if there are ketones in your urine or not. That's the super easiest way to know. They'll turn purple, dark purple, or light purple. That way you can keep up and track what you're eating and whether or not it's kicking you out of ketosis. Because like I said, there's a lot of fake companies out there that do the fake marketing that say that they're keto and they're actually not. For instance, there's a lot of cauliflower pizzas that are going around right now that are loaded with fillers, and people are thinking that, oh, it's a cauliflower pizza, it's keto friendly, when in reality it's not. I've contacted several of the places in town that do the cauliflower pizzas and asked them for the nutritional info on them. They're terrible for you. They've got just as many carbs as normal pizza does. So be sure to check out the ingredients and make sure, looking at your total carbs and finding out what the net carbs are by subtracting your dietary fiber and sugar alcohols to know exactly what you're taking in your body. That's about a wrap up. If you guys do have any questions about the keto diet, feel free to send us over a message and we'll help you have success on it. I've been on it for about 2 years and I've had a lot of success. I've kind of turned it into a lifestyle now, and that's because of diabetes. that I'm dealing with myself. I've got my A1C levels down really low because of the keto diet, but I've just decided that I feel way better when I don't eat carbs anymore. So it's been a life changer for me. I also want to say congratulations to this week's runners in the partnership running challenge. We have actually decided to give you guys a gift card to one of the winners to Power of the Almond, so you can use that when we open. And we're super excited for you guys to come out, and we'll see you soon. Bye.